Now at 10, a domestic violence bill heard on Capitol Hill. How it will change the way police respond to domestic violence calls. Plus,
we've really never seen this volume of job openings.
Hundreds of open positions at the Jordan School District, what they attribute it to, and the legislature talking about Halloween, the proposed resolution that could change the day Utahns trick or treat.
Live from Utah's first TV station, ABC4 News celebrates 75 years.
Welcome to ABC4 News at 10. I'm Glenn Mills. Emily Flores has the night off. We do begin with the state legislature tonight and a bill hoping to prevent tragedies like the murder of Gabby Petito. State leaders looking at that bill they believe could help protect victims of domestic violence with new requirements for police responding to those calls. ABC4's Courtney Johns live on Utah's Capitol Hill tonight with a look at how it would work. Courtney.
Glenn, SB 117 essentially provides more information to authorities and the victims of domestic violence, requiring police to ask these victims a specific set of questions if they suspect domestic abuse. Now, this is based off of the lethality assessment and includes 11 yes or no questions. These questions come from a research-based model in Maryland that has been used to determine how likely it is the abuser will kill the victim. Well, many of the questions are what you'd expect. Some may actually surprise you, like asking if the aggressor is unemployed, attempted suicide, or believes the victim's child is not the aggressor's biological child. Depending on those answers, the officer would be required to tell them the results as well as refer them to a victim advocate organization.
If a woman's told by a police officer, you're in grave danger, you shouldn't go home tonight, you should find somewhere else to sleep. Do you have a friend or a relative, whose couch you could sleep on? I'm going to call the women's shelter right now. Let's see if they have space. Let's get you set up with a counselor. Those calls and that advice is often not given.
Those results would also have to be included in an incident report, and that information would also have to go into a state database so police would know if the alleged aggressor had been accused of domestic violence in the past. Now, this bill has passed unanimously in Senate committee, and we're told that Gabby Petito's family plans to visit the state capitol next week in support of this bill. Reporting live in Salt Lake City, Courtney Johns, ABC4 News.
Courtney, thank you. Now 10, 4 mountain lions caught on a camera in a viewer's backyard, covered in snow. Thanks to Kelly Powers for sending this video from the security camera from her home. This above Wasatch Boulevard near Little Cottonwood Canyon. Powell says all 4 animals look to be adults, and she suspects with the 4 cougars together, they could possibly be a mother with 3 adolescent cubs. Powell saying they have plenty of snow in their neck of the woods, and she suspects they are coming down the mountain looking for food. Time now for a first look at the weather forecast with meteorologist Nate Larson. And Nate, mountain lion's not the only wildlife coming down due to the snow.
Yeah, we've had some photos come in. There's this elk, I guess. Meg Roberts has captured a photo I'm going to show you. This elk's been at a church off of the Foothill Drive area since Sunday. Maybe it's trying to avoid those 4 mountain lion that are in kind of the similar vicinity. But yeah, we are seeing more wildlife down in our neck of the woods just because of the tremendous snowfall we have in our mountain areas, which is great. We need the moisture. We've even had some snow showers roll through the Wasatch Front in our mountain areas this evening. Pretty quiet right now on Storm Tracker radar. There's just a few flakes lingering. Looks like going portions of the Tooele, Rush Valley areas. We've had a few flakes over the mountain terrain. Northerly flow in place this evening will keep temperatures cold. Models having a lot of the shower activity tapered off, if not just a little bit of lingering moisture in the central mountains this evening, or the central part of the state. And the shower activity should wane into tomorrow. It's pretty quiet, but we will have likely some low-level cloud cover, some fog tomorrow morning as you head out, similar to what we had this morning with the low-level moisture that's in place and the cold air as well. We've got a little bit of an inversion that could trap some of that low-level clouds or the moisture in place. And so plan on that tomorrow morning. Some fog. Partly to mostly cloudy skies tomorrow as well. We've got another system that should start to push in on Friday. So even though it's been a pretty quiet week overall, a little bit of snow here and there, we've got another active weekend shaping up with storms moving in starting Friday. In fact, plan on more snow. Could be a decent mountain snowstorm. We'll talk about some of the snow totals coming up in my full forecast. But the showers expected to spread into the central part of the state through Friday evening. And then yet another storm system lining up as we get into early next week. So out the door forecast for your Thursday. Plan count on again. Patchy fog possible tomorrow morning as you head out. Cold, of course, temperatures. Very cold temperatures across the state. In fact, southwest Utah could see actual temperatures of Bryce Canyon at around 0 degrees tonight with breezy winds. Wind chills could be down around -18. As far as our temperatures go along the Wasatch Front, should be right around freezing tomorrow afternoon with those partly to mostly cloudy skies, about 33 for the high. Glenn?
All right, thanks so much, Nate. Two bills unveiled today focusing on saving the Great Salt Lake. ABC4's Kate Gardner reporting on how they would work.
This is something we have been given by previous generations that we need to pass on to other generations.
The Utah Rivers Council is backing two bills that aim to preserve the Great Salt Lake.
This resolution will establish an official goal to raise the lake level to at least 4,198 feet.
This is considered the minimum health water level at Great Salt Lake. Senator Nate Bluin's bill sets that as the goal, which is an increase of 9 feet from current levels.
It's a small step, but we all need a shared goal to work towards. And as the governor said in his address last week, we're not going to let the lake disappear.
The drying up and potential disappearance of the Great Salt Lake is the existential crisis of our time.
Representative Joel Briscoe's bill will repurpose the sales tax that is collected into the Water Infrastructure Restricted account and deposit it into the existing Great Salt Lake account.
There is $180 million sitting in WIRA today. In the last full fiscal year, $58 million was deposited into WIRA.
This will happen for 5 years and bring in about $300 million, which can be used in different ways to bring water into the lake, like leasing water from agriculture.
And that runs into the billions of dollars. So this would be a healthy down payment, step in the right direction, probably not the total cost of trying to get enough water to restore the levels of the lake to where they need to be.
We have been basically not necessarily trying to play catch up under the circumstances of the conditions of the mega drought and climate change. So these things do translate into dollars and cents.
Kate Gardner reporting tonight. New Attend Pro-Life Utah holding a funeral service at the state capitol today. They say they are honoring the lives of unborn babies killed through abortion in Utah since the hold was placed on the trigger law back in June. Now, many people attending wearing funeral attire. There were over 1,500 flowers representing the unborn babies they say have died since then. They also rang a bell, each ring symbolizing an aborted fetus.
How did we get to a place in society where we are holding a funeral on the steps of the Utah State Capitol for 1,746 Utah babies? These are the babies that should have lived.
After the service, a hearse carrying a small empty casket to Mount Calvary Cemetery, where it was then placed on a memorial for the unborn. We did reach out to Planned Parenthood for their comment on this, but they said they did not have one. The Jordan School District has 400 job openings right now, and to find people to fill those jobs, they held their first ever job fair earlier this evening at Oquirrh Hills Middle School in Riverton. The district has open positions at every one of its 68 schools in almost every department. People could apply for jobs as substitute teachers, classroom assistants, custodians, cafeteria workers, school bus drivers, and more. Spokesperson saying they've never had openings like this.
It's been this way since the pandemic, and I think we're experiencing the same thing a lot of people throughout the state of Utah and across the nation are experiencing, that either people just aren't coming back to work or people's habits have changed.
You can still apply to Jordan School District jobs at the website we have right there at the bottom of the screen. Among bills dealing with domestic violence, transgender rights, and education funding, the legislature also talking about Halloween. Proposed resolution encouraging Utahns to celebrate the holiday on the last Friday of October, passing a Senate committee unanimously today, recognizes the history of Halloween, celebrating the season's harvest. But supporters say traditions have changed and argue it would be better for parents, children, and schools if dressing up and trick-or-treating were done the last Friday of October. Northbound Mountain View corridor now open after being shut down for hours tonight following a fatal crash. Just after 4 p.m. today, a passenger vehicle hitting a box truck from behind when it stopped at a light. Police say the driver of the passenger vehicle has died, and they're urging drivers to slow down and pay attention. Coming up, the latest on gun violence in the U.S. after another deadly shooting in Washington state overnight. And severe weather causing significant damage across the South. The latest after the break.
All right, plus we've got snow moving in later in the week. We'll talk about totals, how much we expect to see in our mountain areas, and yeah, we're not going to be done yet. More systems lined up for the weekend. All the details coming up after the break.